Today, I hit another benchmark weight loss and I had my check in at the Cleveland Clinic Institute of Bariatrics. Stay tuned to find out my results. Hello and welcome to my channel. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Cheryl Lynn and I am on a journey to wellness through the Cleveland Clinic Institute of Bariatrics. I have become part of a clinical trial where we are going to test the effects of Zepbound to that of bariatric surgery. So if you're new here, welcome. And if you're a return visitor, thanks for coming and checking this out. Today, I had the luxury of checking in for weight loss. That's always a great thing, right? It's probably been one of the most dreaded things I've had my entire life. Checking in and having to get my weight done and everybody around me see it has always been quite embarrassing for me. But today felt a little bit better. So I was really excited to do that. So I will show you my check-in and all of that. I recorded my stepping on the scale, which is really exciting. But I went to the Cleveland Clinic today for my to pick up my next box of medication and to do my weigh-in. And they give you a little survey to see how your symptoms are, and they go over all of that with you. I will say that, again, I got the 2.5 milligram dose. I didn't go up in dose. So that's really exciting. But I did go and see where my weight loss was. So the last time I had checked in, I had made a decision that my next goal for my next weigh-in would be I would have double digits instead of triple digits in kilograms. And so I was really excited when I went this time, because I may have broken that. So the difference, though, is I don't know if you're like this, but for me, when I weigh in, I always weigh in first thing in the morning. Obviously not too early in the morning, because it seems as if I wait a little bit later in the day, it goes down just a smidge, and every point matters, right? So I always weigh myself completely naked. I haven't ate. I always go to the bathroom first, anything I can to get an actual weight. And so with that, my weight, and you'll see when I step on the scale, I'll show you that coming up. But my weight is a little bit different, and that's because I'm completely unclothed. I haven't drank, I haven't eaten anything or anything like that. So my weight there, I was worried because with my weight there, I will be fully clothed. I will have drank. It'll be later in the day. I got there at about 10:45 this morning. And so my weight would be just a little bit different from that of this morning's weigh-in. So I do want to preface with that. But for the first time in a long time, I was actually excited to go weigh in. I figured I would meet that goal, and it wasn't a huge goal. And I've come to the realization that making small, obtainable goals is what really is most important, right? I always have made these huge goals, like I want to lose 30 pounds this month, or I want to lose 25 pounds in 2 weeks, or whatever case that may be. I've always had overachievement mentality, I guess. And it always led to failure. I couldn't hang on to it. I couldn't do it. I could always do it short term. I would always be super successful short term. But the minute I didn't lose 5 pounds in a week, I was tearing myself down. I was sabotaging myself by eating, or whatever the case may be. So it was always a different mentality than I have now. So now I'm excited for small goals and taking small steps. That's another reason why I'm not interested in upping my dose just yet. So I was thinking perhaps maybe my next dose after this, I may try to go back up to the 5 milligrams because things are kind of slowing down, right? That's expected. I've been taking the 2.5 milligram dose for a very long time now, much longer than that of most folks. So with that, I went up to the Cleveland Clinic, and I always forget which floor it is. I don't know. I always take my daughter with me. We go together. It's like our little trip to Cleveland. I go once a month, and we always forget which floor it is. The elevators were out of service. Several of them were in the parking garage and in the main floor. They're updating them. So when we were at the parking garage, we're looking at the elevators, and they're out of service, and I'm on the 7th level, which is the very top level. I got great photos of Cleveland, which I'll share here so you can see them. But it was very high up. And I know previously in my life, steps down or up were not an option. And I said, you know what? the one elevator's out. This one sounds a little creaky, and it was perfectly fine, I'm sure, but I'm a little anxious from time to time. So I said, let's take the stairs. 7 levels. Let's take the stairs, even if they are down. And by the time I got to the bottom, I was like, I never thought I'd actually feel muscle issues going downstairs, but I could feel it a little, which is really good. And it was stepping out of my comfort zone. And then we got into the main building. And when we got into the main building, there was another elevator out, and I was like, we're not going up. We're gonna get in here. But my goal is to next time maybe take the steps up to the parking garage, regardless of what level I choose. That's my goal for next visit. I got to take the stairs, okay? But I don't know if I'll take the stairs in the building because I forgot which floor it is, but it ended up being the 6th floor at the Cleveland Clinic main campus. And so I don't know if I want to go 6 floors, but you never know. Maybe by the end of my journey, that'll be a breeze for me. That's my hope, right? So I went up there, I checked in. They're a wonderful group there, a wonderful team. I just text them and say, hey, I'm in the parking garage, I'm on my way. She says, okay, going to get your medication. I'll meet you in the waiting room. They come get me from the waiting room. I then go back, we do a weigh-in, and we go over my symptoms. We set up my next visit, good to go. So this morning when I stepped on the scale, my weight was obviously different than that at the Cleveland Clinic. So my weight this morning was 212 pounds. I was previously 255 pounds last July. So we're now into the beginning of August, and so that's a significant decrease. That's over 40 pounds that I have lost primarily since starting Zepbound. So that's exciting, right? Yay! Over 40 pounds is exciting, and I'll have my complete full weight loss. I have one more pen to complete for this next dose, or this next full box of dosing, whatever you'll say. So I have one more pen for that. So then I'll give you a full update on how much I've lost on 4 boxes of Zepbound, or 4 months. They're not full months because they're 4-week doses. Although I have stretched mine out and gone 10 days a time or two, so it would officially be a month. Either way. So it was 212. This morning when I woke up, 212 point something, I can't remember, but I shared it, or I'll share it, and you'll see that it's around 212, close to 213-ish. And when I went to check in the bariatric unit, and I got my weigh-in on, drum roll, I was 99.1 kilograms. So that was fully clothed, having drank later in the morning. I don't know that I ate anything this morning, but I did eat. I did have all my clothes on. I had white jeans on. So jeans are a little bit heavy, and all my undergarments and everything. So with that being said, I think that the 5-pound difference is pretty par, because that comes to 218 pounds. So either way, I'm still very happy with that. I beat the triple digits. I was excited, so that was another goal met. I am down over 40 pounds. I took the stairs going down, all those great things. So celebrate the small successes. Everything doesn't have to be big and elaborate. And as a matter of fact, when I was sitting there talking to my nurse, who's been dealing with my case now since, I don't remember, she started a couple months ago. So she took over. I had the doctors initially, and then she takes over at a certain point. But anyway, she said to me, I try and tell everybody who comes in here, slow and steady wins the race. You don't have to jump ahead. You don't have to go fast. So just remember that. If your provider is pushing you to go up in dose and you don't feel ready, let them know. I make sure they're aware of those things. But slow and steady really does win the race, because I am noticing how great I am doing by not rushing this, how great I'm feeling by not rushing this, and that I can celebrate all of these small victories, and how exciting it truly is to be on this journey, sticking with it for the first time in so very long, and being successful. So I hope I can be an encouragement to you today. This little check-in is an encouragement to you today. You can do it. Whatever journey you're on, you can do it. Don't give up. Take these small victories, celebrate those small victories, because they are truly tremendous. Small victories continue to add up into great things. So I'm going to finish this now. If you have any recent weigh-ins or any recent successes or any small victories, please share those in the comment below. I'd love to celebrate those wins with you. And stay tuned for the next video because I got more coming your way. And I want to thank you again for joining me, and I'll see you on the next one.